Hey, good afternoon, everyone. This is Jesse here at Jesse Lee Strength and Fitness. This is run number 16 of my 5K training program following Coach Amy using the Garmin Connect app. And if this is your first time viewing, welcome. Please feel free to go back and watch some of these other videos. This is a recap of my 5K training programs. And when I say 5K training programs, the 5K is not necessarily the point. The point is that I'm getting out and staying consistent about 3 days a week and running these specified distances, with the 5K being the end goal, but not necessarily the main goal. The main goal is to get out, feel good, run, and have a consistent practice that keeps me with some boundaries, with some guidelines, with some rules and limitations to my running, rather than just going out and running however far I might feel like it, trying to have a specific plan. So I do encourage you to have a plan when you're doing your running programs, tracking your miles throughout the week, making sure you're getting enough rest, making sure you're doing enough mobility, tracking, seeing how things are feeling throughout the week, and whether you need to tune down or tune up, running some different kinds of distances periodically, trying intervals, doing some hills work, doing some shorter distances, running kind of sprint variations, and sometimes just going out and doing a slog and getting a longer, more low impact run in. So plenty of ways to do it. Running itself is kind of a big word to use, and I think running for cardiovascular fitness, general health and well-being. Also, if you're part of maybe a run group or something like that, it can be some social stuff. Largely, I find that running is just kind of a solitary kind of thing that I enjoy, just being out by myself. But it has many different costumes and many things that you can do as a runner, so please feel free to try variations. I do encourage you to use the Garmin Connect app. I have no affiliation with Garmin besides I just use the product, but I do enjoy having these specified programs that are about 12 weeks long. So that being said, this is run number 16 of this more recent 5K training plan, and let me recap it for you. Today was really interesting because I was excited. It was raining out and it's a summer rainstorm, so I'm excited to get out and kind of feel that, have my shirt off, let the rain kind of soak me, and just to see kind of what that felt like. I would encourage you, if you are running, I think the streets were definitely a little better. Once I got to the sidewalks had all kinds of weird obstacles. I ran over puddles, around puddles, through puddles, odd things. I had brush laying across some sidewalk paths, and that was a little bit interesting because it kind of pulled on my knee a little bit as I ran through because they were heavy with rain. So, in hindsight, maybe I should have hit the levee trail or just stayed on the streets, but I wanted to kind of mix it up. And it was an adventure, I tell you that. I was soaking wet, but also feeling really invigorated on the run. So in a summertime atmosphere, if you can get out and run in the rain, just try to make sure you pick where you're running, because it can be a little bit of a wild adventure for your feet and your lower legs. You don't want to get injured, okay? So it was a 2-mile warm-up with a 1.5-mile workout and a 2-mile cool down. So I covered 1.75 miles, and that was a 14:25 workout. So nice. I also, of course, have my 10 to 15 minute warm-up that I do prior to my workout, ending with a nice bit of glute activation. And that sends me out the door with my core and my glutes on and my hips and ankles nice and mobile. And I'm able to go out and perform and stay injury-free, knock on wood, because that is definitely a big goal of mine. And so on this run, I was able to go out and push a 7:04 pace on mile 1, and then on the last half mile down to 6:42. I was working pretty hard. I was still struggling a little bit with my nasal breathing and feeling a little bit maybe clogged up. So it's a Monday, maybe some foods over the weekend, just some different things that kind of add to just any kind of an airways work, because running is largely about your capacity for your lungs and your ability to breathe while under stress. So definitely good. I made a little bit of progress from the last 1.5er, so that was 1.76 miles, 14:42 total, and then 7:18 and 6:48 as compared to my 7:04 and 6:42. So definitely making progress. I feel like I do have a good amount of juice at the end of the run, which is nice. I want to be able to finish strong, but still it's not as if it's easy. I'm out there kind of constantly working. There's never, like, I went out, maybe the first half mile today was moderate, maybe the first quarter mile, and then I really kind of amped it up a little bit. I was feeling invigorated by the rain, and I also was kind of like thinking about, I'd like to get a good time today. I'm trying to hold that stuff gently, but I also want to go out and try to get a little bit better. So I'm trying to incrementally get a little better, and as you should, just a little bit better, not doing too much or too little. All right, well, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. I also love hearing from you. Please comment if you'd like. Thank you so much. Have a great day.